Okay, so as you can see, I've got the pipe on the brackets. Now these brackets should hold them. They're just standard shelf brackets that you can buy at the hardware store. I think they're rated at like 25 pounds or something like that. And this should, this should, if this thing doesn't weigh 100 pounds total, this should hold it out pretty nice. Now, how am I going to hold these on? Because as you can see, if you look down the length, this pipe sort of wobbles in and out of here. And if I turn it upright, it has a twist to it, so that so the holes are on the top. If I turn it so that the holes are on the top where they should be, it has a twist to it, so it'll fall off of here. So what I've got to do is fasten it so that it won't go anywhere. Now, what I did is I found this chain. As you can see, this is just regular, I don't know what you call it. It's just a small chain that you can buy at the hardware store. And I had it hanging up, and I've been saving it for who knows what. And today, who knows what came along. So what I'm going to do with this, there we go, is let me get you up closer. Okay, so what we're going to do, you can see I've put a string on here. But what I'm going to do here is take, as you can see, the little bracket down here has a hole on the end, and that's to put screws in or something, but it's there, and it's kind of handy. So what we'll do, let me get this chain untangled. There we go. We'll take one end of this chain, see, and put it through the hole. And then what we'll do is we'll go over here and pull it up there. Now, how are we going to pull it up there? I've got some little springs. Hold on my pocket. There's some little springs that I've had on the shelf for a long time. And we'll just hook that in there. And then we'll cut this so that it'll stretch that spring out. Now, let's see here. So it looks to me like if I cut it right here, that's probably about right. So what we'll do, let me get my handy dandy cutters, and we'll cut this piece of chain right here. There you go. Well, we might not need to cut it, we might just need to bend it. There we go. Oh yeah, that bends easy. So then we'll undo it there. And so we've got this little piece of chain here, and what we'll do is hook it in the spring and pull that spring back. Now, it looks like that ain't enough. So we'll get another link out of this chain. Now we'll stretch that up and hook it on there. Okay, so now we've got that nice and stretched, and it doesn't hold it all that good, but it holds it. And the point is that'll keep it from coming off, keep the pipe from coming off, and this chain will last quite a long time, and it actually will help add a little bit of support to this if it needs it. So now what I got to do is do that to all the other ones down here, and then this thing will be ready to basically forcefully turn it up so that the holes are all on top where they belong. Okay, so I've got them all fastened in there, as you can see. Now this one here, well, as you can see, I've got all different sizes of springs because these are just things I found in my junk drawer. But now what we can do is force this thing upright, like I'm going to do right now. There. Now that's how it's supposed to be. And we can put the water in here, and then it comes out the other end, or we'll put a fitting on the other end. But anyway, it's upright now, which is how it belongs if we're going to put pots in there to grow things in. Now, one thing that I don't like is, you see, this one here is kind of far away from the wood here. I'd like it to be right against there like that. And what I might need to do is move this one down a little bit so that it pulls it in further. But other than that, there we go. Let's get it lined up. Yeah, that works pretty good. So here we go on this end. We're all set. And now what we've got to do is put in the proper fittings, and put in the proper fittings, put an end cap on here or something to where we actually can run the water down And then we're going to have to dig a trench or something over here to put some pipes to go back into the pond there. But I think this will work out just fine. So let me adjust that one down there so that eye bolt is a little bit lower, so it pulls it in a little harder. And I think we'll be ready to go. Okay, we've got it all installed. Now, I gotta clean that mess out of there, and I'll get that. The next most important thing to do is to figure out, did we get it level? Because if we didn't get it level, well, it ain't going to work, because you want to have a little water level in here all the way up and down as it flows in and out of there. And if you didn't get it level, you know, you're going to have a lot of water on maybe that end or up to here, and then on this end it's down to there. And that's just not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour water in here and just see where it goes. So we'll do that. Okay, so I've got my watering pan here, and we'll get some water out of one of these grow beds, and then we'll pour it in here and see which way it goes. Hopefully, it kind of just spreads out the same level. We'll just pour water in here, and I'll see which way it goes. Hopefully, it's going both directions. That's good. Just a little bit of water in the bottom there, just a little bit. Now let's go clear to the other end and have a look. And it looks like, well, right here there's about the same amount of water. And if we go clear to the end, well, it looks like there's a little more water here. This looks like it's maybe a couple inches deep here. Where on the other end, it isn't very deep at all. So, and what that means is we should have raised it up a little bit. But you know, this might be okay, because if we can get it to where maybe the water level is up to here, well, up to here or something like that, but on the other end it's halfway up, that'll work out okay. So now what I got to do is I've got the other end fixed up to drain it, and then what I got to do is get water in here. So what I'm doing here is, you might see, let me show you, I'm digging a trench across here. Let me bring the camera over and show you. Now what I'm doing is I'm digging a trench over here. You can see it right there. And what I'm going to do is run some PVC right through there. And basically, you see the drain on this last grow bed right there? Well, that drain right now drains into the main drain. And what we're going to do is we're going to reroute that particular drain over to here and then straight down into the PVC that I'm going to lay in the pipe and then lay in the ground here. And then what we're going to do is run it up here and have it basically a little gooseneck right over here and have it drain in here. And then what we'll do is, now you can see how this pipe is running. Now what we want to do is get water flow through the pipe. And as you can see, there is water in it now. And that's just to see how, if it's level. Now I've got this here wonderful Rube Goldberg thing here made up. And the way it works is this. You see, the water level that's in here is maintained basically as it comes up here on this piece. It has to come over this rise and then go down. Now this rise is what maintains that water level. So if I basically pull this up or down a little bit, so basically what you'll do is twist the pipe just a tiny bit, that'll make the water level go up or down. Now, I've got these other pieces here, and let me show you what they're for. Now, this piece here is just so that if something, eventually something will get clogged up in that pipe. Oh, by the way, that runs underground too, and it's over there going to the fish pond. Now, that's a 1-inch pipe, so it'll probably take a lot of debris and whatever, so it won't get plugged up. But supposing it does, how you get it? How you fix it up? Well, how do you unplug it? What you do is you turn this off, and now you can blow in here or put some kind of air pressure in here and basically blow that pipe out of there. And so blow whatever's in there out of there. There's not going to be anything stuck in there except, you know, some vegetation or something. It'll be pretty easy to blow out. So this is to maintain it if something gets stuck in it. Okay, so here we have it all hooked up, and as you can see, I've got the water running in, and had it shut off for a little bit. And it's going to rise, and this is the outlet right here. See, it's not really above the outlet yet. Then it comes out here. Uh-oh, I've got a problem. You can see right there, there's a leak. There's a leak in it. Can't have that. Let me see if I can wiggle it and fix it. As you can see, there is water coming out of here right now. Now it's just starting to flow. Now the next question is, did I fix that leak? So let's have a look here. And it doesn't appear to be leaking. But we'll watch it for a little while longer to be sure before we cover that pipe up. And as you can see, this has got to get a little more full before it covers that pipe. So I've got it running full force here. This thing is regulated. The speed at which the water comes in is regulated by the height of this arm, and as you can see, it's kind of fastened there very loosely, so I can slide it up and down. So once it gets started, it's on maximum flow rate. Once it gets started, and it seems to be running right, I'm going to slow the slow rate down quite a bit. Once we're sure we're not leaking down here. So let's see here. Okay, looks like everything's working. We got the water coming in here. And the level in that tank is holding where we want it to hold. So in other words, the water coming in is about where we need it. It's not too fast, so it overwhelms the drain off here. So it's working pretty good. And no leaks. And then the water is draining in here. You don't need a lot of water. You just need some so that water flows through here. And it looks like, we don't have a very deep water here, but it'll probably work. After we get it running for a while, we'll adjust the water level. But now what I've done here is I've cut a hole in this so that when the debris, there will be debris that'll get sloughed off by the plants and so forth. So you need a way to go in here and inspect it and dig it out of there without disassembling the whole thing. So that's what this is for. And also you can kind of see where the water level is and that sort of thing. Now, it comes down over here and under here, and we have water flow. Look at that. So the system is running, the water's flowing, everything looks good. And it's just in time because the sun is going down. It looks pretty bright in here still, but it's getting cold, and I'm sure it'll get really cold here in a little bit. Well, at least for me. It's 40 degrees. That's pretty cold for me. So I think we're done for today, and we'll just let it run for the night and see how it is in the morning.